Jennifer with The Road to Adventures. I'm standing here in our Keystone Avalanche 390DS, where we recently remodeled the back bedroom to be more functional for our toddler. When we purchased this model, we felt like it was the perfect choice for our family to begin our full-time RV life adventure. It has 2 full bedrooms, a giant loft upstairs, 2 bathrooms, so we felt like it was the right fit. However, this space wasn't very functional for us. It had this giant queen bed that took up the entire room, and we have a toddler who takes up very little sleeping space but needs a lot of place to play with his toys. So we decided to, well, dismantle it. So this video is going to show you what it looks like once you step by step remove the queen bed from this room. We remove the frame. We'll show you what all the wiring looks like and how we turned it into a more functional space. We did end up moving the plugs. They were in here, but this piece slides in and out. So we didn't want more wires that had to come in and out. So we moved the plugs down there, and we'll just show you what it all looks like and how we accomplished this. We're not professionals. We're just a DIY couple trying to figure this out. We're brand new to RV life, and we just wanted a more functional space. So you may have a better idea once you see what it all looks like. Please feel free to share with us so we can learn. But at least you'll get a good idea of what you're working with in here. So we hope that you like this video. If you have an Avalanche 390DS, we will be doing lots more projects around here that we will be showing you, and all of our decor as we transform this into our home. So let's get to it. Step 1 is to remove the bed frame. To do this, we used both a drill and a screwdriver, and piece by piece just unscrewed it. Not hard, but a little bit of work. Step 2 is to deal with all of the wires. You have slide wires, you have wires for the power, you have a giant mess of wires. Basically, what we did was try to organize everything. We pushed the excess wires back into the floor and organized the rest of the wires that will be basically stuck to the wall and covered with a board. We taped down the pieces that needed to come out of the floor, and we screwed the slide box onto the wall. Then we disconnected the outlets, which we will move. The next step is to measure and get supplies. We used 2x4s for the frame, the lightest weight ones we could find, these here. And we had them cut most of it, but the small pieces we had to cut. We also found this nice white siding that we're going to use to cover the frame and hide the wires, and we used Loctite to attach it to the wall. The next step was to install the frame. We used Loctite to attach it to the wall because we didn't want to put any more holes in the wall, and we weren't sure what was behind it. So we did have to let this dry for 24 hours. And then we made a little mistake, and we should have cut notches in for the wires before we put it on the wall. So a cautionary tale to do it before, and it will be a lot easier for you than it was for us. And then we organized the wires again and taped them to the wall. Step 5 is to add the siding and make it all look good. We pre-cut the holes for the outlets and the notches, and then reconnected the outlets, make sure you have the power off, and then we used a nail gun to attach it to the frame. Then we used some leftover trim from the queen bed frame we used to fill in the little gap, and that's it. And then in case anyone is interested, that space doesn't quite fit a twin bed, and a crib size mattress was just a little small, so we found at IKEA the Underlig mattress, I hope I'm saying that right, is a perfect fit for this space. And there it is, the final product. We hope you enjoyed this, and if you would like to see more content like this, please like and subscribe.